We're back here live once again at Media Quest for the Media Pod Quest.
Yeah.
What did we come up with here a minute ago?
It was PodQuest.
PodQuest. This is going to be PodQuest from now on. Today, joining me is another one of the team members here at Media Quest, Dominick Fuentes.
Hi, everybody. Glad to be here.
Welcome. Glad to have you. Today, we're going to talk about websites, and Dominick's our main website master here at Media Quest that helps coordinate a lot of that. And so he's going to talk to us a lot about websites, what makes a Media Quest website unique, and how we go about that process.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what makes us unique when we approach websites is going to come from a couple different areas. The first area is going to be what we're able to do. We're able to do a lot of variety of different things, but that's not as important as us being able to listen to the client and determine, based off of their needs, what recommendations we would make in the capabilities that we have, what area we want to go into.
Because every website can be very unique in terms of what capabilities it has and how it helps the client communicate and work with the various back and forth.
We work with a lot of different clients. We work with medical industry, we work in the oil and gas industry, we work with nonprofits, you name it, and we probably work with them. And so they all have their own unique needs, and we have just a variety of tools. We have one of the best developers / designers I've ever seen, Joseph Schultz, working here, and he can figure a lot of stuff out if he doesn't already know how to do it. He's really good.
Smart guy. He's way above my pay grade in terms of the ins and outs of it, but he knows what he's doing.
Right. Yeah, I'm really impressed with his work, and I work closely with him. Anytime there's a website, I help out on a certain level in the actual ins and outs and designing and developing. He does a lot more of the deeper stuff, and I also help, in that first phase when we're talking to a client about their website, determining, okay, who's your audience, who you're trying to reach, and what are you trying to offer them, because that's the first thing they need to know for a website, and that's going to determine the types of features and services that are offered on the website itself. It's their first introduction to many of their potential customers that they're going to get.
Websites now are basically a client's front door.
Right.
Even if you're a retail business, you have a retail storefront, the majority of people nowadays are going to go to any type of business or individual through their website, which is their virtual front door.
Right.
And our goal is to make that front door and that first impression the best impression that it can be.
Yeah, it's their virtual storefront.
No question. We've got a website up on our video feed here that was done just a couple of years ago for the East Texas Alzheimer's Alliance. We thought that we would talk about that a little bit today because that's kind of pretty relevant. They've got a wine festival going on this weekend. And so, Dominick, tell us a little bit about how this came about, the types of things and some of the behind the scenes things as it relates to this particular website.
So with this website here, it's one, like you said, it's one of our more recent websites that we're really proud of. East Texas Alzheimer Alliance. They came to us and they needed a new website, of course, and they have a lot of programs and information that needed to be organized in a way that made sense. And so that's one of the first steps in building a website too, is thinking about, well, how much information am I going to be giving out? And then looking at what the menu is going to look like. So this was a big important part, is taking all their information, and it's almost some people call it knowledge management, taking that and putting it into an organized way that makes sense and outline.
And make it easier for the user.
Right. It has to make sense for somebody. The most important part of the website is going to be the part that loads first, because when somebody lands on the website, the first thing, like within a second, they need to know, what am I even looking at? Who are these people? So when we land here, the first thing they're going to look at, people, whenever you look at a heat map of visitors to websites, the first, you're going to notice that a lot of activity, and if you look at any studies in psychology or whatever of people's eyes, how they're reading through a website, it's always going to be top left first. So that's where you usually put like the logo, and this is where they're going to determine, okay, this is benefiting people and caregivers having to do with treating Alzheimer's. And then they're going to go through, and it's very simply laid out the questions that somebody visiting the website might have. Who exactly are they and what are they doing? So the need in our area, and we know it's East Texas. So, and then their board of directors, how we help, local resources, and then it's all broken down from there. Even if we go to one of these pages, like the top page for it, it gives you a little bit of an idea. If you don't know exactly where to go, it just makes it simple for you.
As opposed to laying it out to it's all kind of, you have to read through it all. Here you can kind of get a brief overview of that section and go, oh yeah, that's what I need. And then you can hit that view more and get all the details.
Right. And that makes it easier for the visitor. And that's exactly that's a very high priority when you're designing a website, is you want something that's very easy to use. That user experience has to be there can't be any obstructions. You don't want to cause any problems or confusion for the person visiting your website.
Make it real difficult, or they have to go through multiple layers to get to the type of information that they need.
Intuitive is the key phrase that you want for your website. And we're proud of having created an intuitive experience here. So you scroll down, and a lot of times too, you want to, if something's important, like telling people exactly who they are, it's a good thing to have it in multiple shapes and sizes and redundant a little bit throughout the website as well. So that's why we have it repeated here. Because again, that allows it to be easier for people to find things.
Well, and very appropriate photos to go with the subject matter.
Right.
And especially with this website, it also, Alzheimer's tends to hit a lot of the elderly population,
Right.
and you have a lot of elderly people that are caregivers, and so you also want to keep that in mind when you're building the site, so that it's user friendly for people that may not be as computer savvy
Right.
as the younger generation is.
Right, and there's a lot of factors that go into that when you're thinking about who the target audience is. Like you said, it could be a lot of elderly caregivers, so the font choice is going to be important in that case. The font choice both for desktops, and then since we make all of our websites mobile responsive as well, and I can show you that here.
Yeah, and to kind of explain what that means and why it's probably more important for how your website looks on your cell phone than it does on a laptop.
Right. So last time I checked, I think it was a couple weeks ago, it's about 60% of all website visits are going to be from a mobile device. And that number has only been growing over the past couple of decades. So things are going mobile every year, more and more, even for all demographics. So right here, I was able to open up, this is called the inspector for the website, and it allows us to see a little bit more of the back end. I mean, this shows you a lot of the work that goes into designing and developing these websites, each of these sections. These are the things that are important to us as developers. After the design is complete and we're actually building the website, you can go in and it just goes deeper and deeper into more and more detail that tells your web browser, basically all this code is doing is telling your web browser, that piece of software, what to show to you as you visit a website.
And the folks here at MediaQuest understand that.
Right. Anytime there's a problem with somebody's website, they're coming to us saying, hey, can you fix this, or can you make this better? This is the first place we're looking to sort of understand what's going on under the hood. Basically, this is opening up the hood of the website.
And seeing if the carburetor needs tweaked, basically.
Right.
Changing some of the coding to be more responsive, et cetera, depending on the need. And this goes back to what we talked about in a previous podcast, is the folks here at MediaQuest are capable of building you a website from scratch, or taking an existing website and improving it or solving some problems for you,
Right.
which we can do that on an hourly basis or a project basis. depending on what you need. But just because somebody else built your website doesn't, we're not afraid of that. We're here to help.
Right, and we understand a lot of the different, especially the most popular softwares and solutions out there that people use to build websites. And the only other one thing I wanted to show you, the reason I went into this inspector was to show you that. Let me refresh it as well. So it's able to be mobile responsive, and that's what I was talking about before. Let me expand this a little bit, because most phones, I think, are here. Let me go.
They're actually getting bigger in terms of
they're-
screen size.
They are, absolutely. Let me refresh again just to make sure it's showing it right. Yeah, so we do little custom things like this where it's going to resize a lot of the images and change up the design. And this is important because, like I said earlier, more and more the majority are going to be looking at your websites on mobile. So
And this is a live countdown clock to the wine festival.
yeah, you
It'll
might
be
have
Saturday.
noticed that. So this
And
is
it's-
coming up. That's why we picked this website, also to be able to promote them a little bit, because we're excited about their wine festival that they have coming up, and all their proceeds are going to support.
In 1 day, 10 hours, 37 minutes,
Yeah,
and
that's
33 seconds.
Yeah, Joseph himself created this little feature right here and was able to integrate it in the website. It works great. I'm proud of it.
It's pretty cool. It just gives you all a glimpse of some of the things, some of the little behind the scenes things that go into making a good quality website. And we're going to continue here at with our podcast to try to get out more information to let you know some of the things and capabilities that we have here. And we're here to help. So if you got any questions, give Dominick or myself a call here at MediaQuest, and we'll be glad to get with you. Until next time, have a great day.
This was great, John. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.